We saw it coming a mile away, ladies and gentlemen. Literally last night, as I was live streaming, I was talking about how Concord only had 58 people in game, and everybody was saying that this was not going to make it to a season two. Well, Sony published a PlayStation blog titled An Important Update on Concord. And yeah, we knew this was coming, guys. It was just a matter of when, not if. And it says, Concord fans, we've been listening closely to your feedback since the launch of Concord on PlayStation 5 and PC. I want to thank everyone who's joined the journey aboard the North Star. Your support and passionate community that has grown around the game has meant the world to us. However, while many qualities of the experience resonated with players, we also recognize that other aspects of the game and our initial launch didn't land the way we intended. Therefore, at this time, we've decided to take the game offline beginning September 6th, 2024, and explore options, including those that will better reach our players. While we determine the best path ahead, Concord sales will cease immediately, and we will begin to offer a full refund for all gamers who have purchased the game for PS5 or PC. If you purchase the game for PS5 from the PlayStation Store or PlayStation Direct, a refund will be issued back to original payment method. And you can see they offer all the other refund stuff, including physical retailers. Yikes. God damn. So if you bought this physically in store, you have an option to refund it now. Yikes. Now, we saw this coming, guys. We've been covering Concord the last couple weeks, how this game looks like a game that nobody's asked for. We had pronouns for a fucking robot, gross, atrocious character designs, and this game was dead on launch. The early access and the beta both had more players playing the game than the actual full launch release, and Sony put millions of dollars into this. Tons of money to promote this as an exclusive brand new IP. And last night when we were watching the Steam database, they barely had 58 people playing the game. Now, apparently they got 120 people playing the game. It's funny, now that this game has officially been retired, they got over 100 people playing it for once. But the peak never hit 1,000 people, guys. The peak was always 697 people. This was to be expected. I think the studio is going away. The developers of Concord, sorry, you better start looking for a brand new job. And I don't like people losing their jobs, but you got to think all the issues that we've seen with Concord as a video game, nobody wanted it, guys. And some people are like, guys, I don't understand. The majority of gamers don't care about this. I go and ask 99% people in real life, and none of them are even aware of what the definition of woke is. I've seen people saying that. People don't have to know what the definition of woke is to know that a game looks uninteresting, that a game looks like it's filled with meeting an agenda, where a pronoun is required for each of the characters, and a robot has fucking pronouns. Not to mention, let's take all that away. This looked like an uninspired shooting game, an Overwatch clone, a genre that is oversaturated with tons of free-to-play games that are much better than what Concord was offering for $40. Nobody in their right mind was going to spend $40 for a game that nobody asked for. And remember, Sony canceled an online multiplayer Spider-Man for this. Yeah, a badass game that we could have been enjoying in the Spider-Man franchise was canceled because they would rather have some kind of weird DEI-infested shooter that's like an Overwatch wannabe in 2024. Real out of touch, real out of date. I have no clue what they were thinking. Now, they are saying they want to try to figure out a better way to reach their player base. Could they be pivoting to free-to-play? I have no clue. Multiverses last year, if you remember, they took a year hiatus basically to rework and recode and redo the entire video game after it was a disastrous launch as well. So maybe in some small little, I guess, last glimmering hope, Sony will be reworking Concord. But to be completely honest, I don't see it. I think it's a little too late. I think this game is officially dead. and it won't be coming back. If it comes back in any form or fashion, guarantee you it will be free to play. But this just goes to show, guys, what I've been talking about, what other people have been talking about. You go woke, you go broke. And I know a lot of these progressive left-leaning wokies hate hearing that. They think, oh, the term woke has lost its meaning. It's not what that's supposed. Now, guess what? The reason why the term woke has lost its meaning is because of you guys that want to try to control narratives, that want to try to push woke ideologies into our entertainment. We don't need bullshit like pronouns or ugly-looking characters like that one androgynous-looking Fupa character in Concord to enjoy it. It's like they want gamers to feel relatable to characters in video games, and then they make the ugliest characters possible. All the characters in Concord looked absolutely, utterly disgusting to look at. There was nothing, and it's not because, oh, we need jerk-off material or whatever. It's just there's no soul. There's no character in any of this. It's devoid of any kind of personality. For a game that has tons of looking, characters and colors and stuff like that, it was devoid of anything that made it look like, oh God, that character looks awesome to play. I want to play like that. I've never once thought, oh, I want to play Concord. Ever. It just, watching the first reveal trailer, I was like, who the fuck asked for this? And that's what I want to know is, who the fuck asked for this? Because they cater for this modern audience. This modern audience that does not exist, guys. Where the fuck is this modern audience? If this modern audience existed, this game wouldn't have failed. This game wouldn't have failed. And I've seen people make excuses for other games in the past, like, Suicide Squad. Oh, well, the gameplay loop was too repetitive and the server issues were terrible. That's why the game failed. No, guys. If it's made for a modern audience, it doesn't work out. Look at the fucking results. Each and every single time you hear a modern audience, made for a modern audience, adapted for a modern audience, they never show up to support it financially. Ever. It's almost like these people that yell the loudest about wanting relatability and diversity and equity and inclusion and all this stuff. It's almost like you guys just like to hear yourselves talk about it. You guys think that you're activist by screaming about being oppressed and being victims. And then when you get your way, when you get your woke ass video games, when you get stuff like Concord or Dustborn or, even Star Wars Outlaws, you guys don't show up. You guys don't turn out. It's so weird because this last week or so, Sony was pushing Concord heavily on social media as a fun shooter game, something that needs to be checked out. You had publications like IGN rating it a 7. You had a lot of shields coming out of the woodwork trying to give that last hope, that last Hail Mary for Concord. And guess what? It was too little, too late. It didn't work. The damage was done. This game had stink written all over it. It never reached a player base of 1,000 people. It's suffering, and it's a shame that now that it's been retired, we got 120 people playing the game. And it was so weird to see tweets out there that had more likes and retweets than people that have ever played the game. Like all these activists that were supporting the game, Concord, even Dustborn. You see all these likes and retweets on posts promoting these games that are in the thousands. Yet there hasn't even been 1,000 people playing this game. If you even look at it on PlayStation, the basic trophy, again, like we said the other day, where it's to eliminate your first opponent, hadn't even been done by that many people. Haven't even been done by over 1,000 people. So that means anytime people played this, they didn't go back to it. And that's because video games are meant to be fun, guys. Concord was never fun. People don't want to be reminded of real world issues and political commentaries and see characters that are dread of any kind of personality. It's an echo chamber when you go woke, guys. You're not allowed to think outside the box. And if a video game developer gets plugged into this whole DEI bullshit, they're essentially killing themselves. They're essentially hurting themselves. Look at Suicide Squad. One of the biggest video game franchises out there is DC Comics, and it failed. $200 million loss. And look how much Concord has lost. Sony's having to play damage control now because they fucked up. This is one of the biggest failures in video game history ever. And now it's going bye-bye. So what do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you on the next one. Subscribe if you're brand new. Thank you for watching.